Hi everybody.
Hi everyone.
Welcome to Twinset and Purl's Knitting Podcast, episode
49.
Wow.
We've got some vague notes. Try not to go too much off piece.
Yeah.
We've got quite a lot to talk about today.
Yeah. So I'm Jo.
I'm Rachel.
And we are Twinset and Purl. We are twin sisters and we'd like to welcome any new viewers and also obviously any returning viewers.
Yeah,
Everyone's
welcome.
Yeah, we love your comments. We we just really enjoy sharing all of our work or our knitting stuff with you, a little bit of life stuff.
Yeah, and being part of the knitting community. We enjoy doing it.
So it's June in the UK and it is miserable. The weather, we're famous in the UK for being obsessed with the weather.
If you're a UK podcaster, you talk about the weather.
Yeah, and today is particularly grim.
My husband came home from work about midday and he got in the door and it was like somebody put a hose pipe on our house. And then you arrived and the same thing happened. So they both missed the rain.
I'm wearing Birkenstocks, so I was really glad that I missed
Mark's
the rain.
been banished from the house this time because I don't know if anybody actually here last time, we discovered he was actually building something for the computer
Making
upstairs,
a lot of noise.
And then tried to come downstairs with it and
got told off.
It was quite big and he did scraped a bit of the paintwork, but that was quite funny. But I have to say what he's built has made it so much better in the kitchen, so I can't complain really.
Yeah, so it's not particularly nice. It is literally put your heating back on kind of weather. We haven't. I was sat in the house by myself because my husband was in London this week with work, and I thought, can I put the heating on? And I was like, no, that's ridiculous for one person in the.
If any of you follow Very British Problems on Instagram, they had a story. I can't remember what the thing was, but it was about the weather in summer, British summer, and in 4 words, heating on in June. Was one of them.
I had a big blanket wrapped around me, and I was wearing a sweater and a shawl, and it wasn't particularly.
Well, I've got this heated throw, velvety, like not chenille, but a velvety throw, and I had it on me, but didn't have the electric on, so it wasn't heated. But oh my goodness, if you ever nap with that on, you nap for 2 hours.
Perfect. Although I don't often have 2 hours for a nap. But...
So we're just really quickly going to show you what we're drinking our drinks out of, because we are supporting Scotland tomorrow tonight.
Ooh. Scotland, Germany tonight. My husband is really excited. I'm staying here and avoiding watching the football. It's the Euros. They start tonight. Scotland, they were in the Euros last time, but it was COVID times and supporters couldn't go. So
this time it's going to be all different.
Yeah, and they haven't been in an international tournament since 1998.
Well, that's
the last century. So they're saying
our mugs, and we might use this as a thumbnail.
So they're saying a whole generation haven't been able to go and support them.
Right.
So apparently it's mad in Munich. They're drinking pubs dry, but all being very well behaved.
Very good.
And I was playing Rachel's song earlier. It's called No Scotland, No Party, and it was originally the song was about Maradona,
right,
and Argentina, and the Scottish guys rewritten the lyrics for Scotland. And I just sent it to my husband, so you
could link it below if you want to.
He can play No Scotland, No Party. So it's quite a good little tune, I think.
Quickly say that these mugs are from Anta, ANTA Scotland. We got them a while ago with some other bags.
When we saw it, was it in Yarn?
I think we were in Yorkshire.
Yarnfest in the hotel,
and we saw the bags online, and we bought one.
And then we really liked the mugs. And it goes really well with my bright orangey red jumper.
So, we've already gone off piste.
Right, what was the first thing on
the first bit of admin was to talk about the Sock-a-long.
Are we not going to... Oh, I thought we...
Oh, the fundraiser. Go on then.
Well,
switch it around.
Yeah, well, we
do want to say massive,
in
especially.
the 1st of June, we launched our June fundraiser, which is we always give all of our pattern sales to Myeloma UK. If you're new here, Rach has got myeloma, and she was diagnosed 8 years ago in a few days' time in June. And June is that week, this week coming up, isn't it? Monday is Myeloma Awareness Week. Myeloma is a very rare blood cancer, and not many people have heard of it, but the more awareness, the more awareness there is of it, the more likely you are to live a reasonably long time with it. So we really support myeloma awareness, and we support Myeloma UK by every June we give the whole of our month's pattern sales.
Normally we do a buy one get one free or a discount or something like that, trying to entice people to buy our patterns. But this year we decided we weren't going to do that. We're just going to tell people what's going on, and in June we will give all our money, all the proceeds from this sales of our patterns. And we have already
we've been blown away.
We've surpassed what we'd raised in a month last year. I'm going to get emotional.
Yeah, because we've also set up a Ko-fi account. So if you
might have all our patterns.
Yeah, you might have all our patterns. You might not want to buy it.
You might not want to buy any of our patterns. But
people have been giving us some donations on Ko-fi. So for June, all the Ko-fi will go to Myeloma UK, and after June, it's all going to go to Maggie's in Oxford.
Yeah. So if you think you watch our podcast and you like it, and you think that's worth buying them a coffee, then you can look at the link. The Ko-fi account is linked below. I never know quite how to say it. It is like
it's a coffee. Yeah,
you're buying somebody a coffee.
It's spelled KOFI.
And it's just a nice way to support us, because we can't produce more content than we do.
No.
Every 2 weeks is as soon as we will be able to meet up. Maybe longer, it's never a kind of definite thing. And we can't do memberships and all that malarkey because we're just not together to do it. So but we are absolutely over the moon. I'm so over the moon already by what we've raised.
And on top of that, we launched the Ruth Shawl, which is raising money for Lamb, which is Ruth Loves to Knit podcast.
And we've raised over £1,000.
Big up, Ruth.
Yeah.
She's done some amazing
and she also
PR.
Obviously she supports our fundraiser for myeloma because she buys so many of our patterns. And she also talks about it on her podcast.
Yeah.
And we also want to say a big massive thank you to Kirsty and Tracy from One and Wishes podcast, which we also love their podcast, for mentioning our Myeloma UK fundraiser. And we're just hoping that we can raise more and more money. And we always say that we're going to try harder on Instagram. We are rubbish on Instagram. Not too bad in our stories, but
I've been posting on my own Instagram this week.
Yeah, and I think we should.
I
think we'll. I mean, I have been unwell. Basically, more life admin to do with myeloma as well, I suppose. I literally the Sunday after we last podcast, I finished my 2 FOs that I'm going to show you. And on Sunday night, I started feeling like I was getting a cold. And sometimes a cold is just a cold for somebody with myeloma, but sometimes it's not. And on Thursday, I got a really high temperature and ended up admitted to the hospital for 2 nights. And they're amazing. They look after you so well. Last time I was a lot sicker, I think.
And you were there for a whole week.
And I ended up in the A&E. But this time I got to go through oncology triage, and they are lovely. They're just the loveliest people. I don't know, Patrick will never watch my podcast, but Patrick is, you just remember him. So he's just wonderful. And I was so like sometimes you think, should I be going? Am I taking up too much resource? You know.
I think we need to knit Patrick a Simon.
Yeah, and he honestly, they usually take 5 goes to get a canary in it first time. It was just so much happier experience than I normally get. Although on the second night I did faint and hit the floor and bruised myself quite badly, but I then came home and I've basically been sleeping all week. So the knitting has been minimal, shall we say, but I am feeling a lot better, and the only thing that might happen is I might cough on the podcast. I'm going to try and do that as little as possible for people who are listening with earbuds.
So all of that money is going to be going to Myeloma UK to raise awareness of myeloma, but also fund research into treatments for myeloma. So yeah, that's great.
Yeah, because I've had it for so long. The treatment that I had when I relapsed wasn't even a treatment when I was first diagnosed. So it's just amazing.
Yeah,
just got to stay alive long enough for all the treatments. Anyway, so yeah, so that's one bit
kind of the big news.
Yeah,
and then we
had the Sock-a-long, Bridgerton season 3 mini Sock-a-long, which was a few people joined in. We didn't promote it as much as we should have, but that's us, I suppose. Hey ho. But people seem to enjoy. They may not have done the right
Rachel put a very long
a weird hashtag, and I don't know. Next time I'll do better, honestly. But some people joined in, and we have a winner. So this was the prize, and Joe's going to make some stitch markers or something to go with it. So this was this bag, like a notions or very small.
Yeah, so when you get the details from someone, they're going to have to wait a little bit to get sent it, because it won't be for. Oh no, I'll see you next week. I can do stitch markers by next week.
So this is the prize, and a skein of Regia Premium Merino Yak that matches the bag, we thought. Not very good hand model. And the winner of that is Stella_Nest_ from Instagram, because it was only run on Instagram. And then there was a lovely lady, I can't remember her proper name, but so we did it randomly. That was Joe actually telling me a number from 1 to whatever. And I've decided that I'm going to give an extra prize to grannyblanketqueen. Shall I try and edit and put these names on the screen? Yeah. Although obviously it's a Instagram thing, so I will contact them. So grannyblanketqueen actually cast on all 3 socks. So she finished Penelope, she knitted 1 Colin and Penelope, and she cast on Colin. That was last week, earlier in the week, so she might have done, and they looked amazing. So I decided that
extra effort.
Yeah, so if she randomly won, that would have been fine. But I decided to give her an extra prize, and I'm going to buy some of the Bridgerton stitch markers or progress keepers from Unwrapped Yarn, which I've got some to show you because Sophie bought me them. That'll be in acquisitions, or maybe as we go along, because there's not many acquisitions today at all, is there?
We've been restrained.
So I'm going to contact her and ask her if she wants stitch markers or progress keepers.
Yeah.
And then so that's the Sock-a-long. Oh, you will hear it raining then.
Yeah. You'll see it. No, you can't see it in that window.
No, it's all on that side.
Yeah. It doesn't look particularly nice on that window, but
right. So that's the prize. That's the prize for the Sock-a-long. So that's now over. I don't know if we can talk about Bridgerton. Spoiler alert. I don't talk about in detail, but
let's not talk about it.
Okay, let's not talk about it. Right. Winner for May for the Twinset and Purl. What pattern are you knitting? Thread on our Ravelry group. Have we talked about our Ravelry group much?
No.
So they win.
We've got a Ravelry group.
And there's a thread in it that if you're knitting one of our patterns, so if you're joining in any of Ruth's T&P Year 24, or you've just done the Sock-a-long, or you're doing Knit the Family, they can also go into this thread. And each month we just look at the patterns that people are knitting, pick our favourite, and they win a pattern prize from Ravelry up to £10, which means it doesn't have to be one of our patterns. You can have one of our patterns if you want, but please know that we, have enough money from Twinset and Purl to buy you a pattern that's worth £10. So the winner is fionaville. Have you got a picture of her?
Yes.
She knit Simon.
No, fionaville was knitting a disco bunny.
Right, so
it's beautiful.
So this is one of the Knit the Family. That's me. I'm Disco Bunny. Oh yes, that's the one I commented on. Said it looks like a photograph from Loop, London.
Yeah. So she's
Beautiful.
knitting it in a botanical yarn. I think it was from.
Is it a sock set?
It was from the last year's flock.
Oh, and it's she's doing a 4-ply version. Yeah, it's beautiful. I might have to do a 4-ply version. I've never thought of that.
Oh, yeah.
So I love that feather and fan.
Yeah.
Lace. It's beautiful. So fionaville, get in touch and
pick your pattern.
Let me know, and I will gift that to you. And then we have a midway point winner for
Knit the Family. So this is from the Chatter Ravelry thread.
So if you go on our Ravelry group, there's a Chatter thread for Knit the Family, and it explains what the KAL involves.
Yeah, because it's a limited number of our patterns.
Yeah, and then there's a FO thread. And how many FOs are there?
I haven't looked at the FO thread.
So for this midway prize, Joe's just randomly chosen somebody from the Chatter thread, and
no, I haven't chosen somebody randomly.
Oh, you haven't?
I've picked the one I really like.
Okay, that's fair enough. Then the winner at the end will be random from the FO thread.
Yeah.
Which will be a no Chatter thread. Did you add that bit to it?
Did I set it? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And the end, that is at the end.
You can write a comment, but you can't chat.
And that's the end of. You can write something with your picture, but you can't. And that's the end of September, end of August.
There's 11 things in there at the moment.
Is it the end of
September?
End of September. So there's still plenty of time. And if you want to join in, so Simon is one of them that I'm wearing. We're going to talk about that in a minute. You can, if you want to join in and buy some, and you need to buy a pattern.
Maggie's in there.
You need to buy a pattern. The money will go to Myeloma UK. But also, which we do normally mention, in the description block, in our show notes, in the description box below, there is a bonus. 20 is the podcast bonus code for getting a discount off all of our patterns except the charity ones. So, and
there's also a free sock pattern. The Jomo socks
you can join
in that list as well, because I'm Jo.
And our mum was Mo.
Our mum was Mo.
So is that the picture?
That's the picture. So this lady
is called
Knit for Gondor, and she's knitting a Simon, and I just think it's beautiful.
Yeah, that's because it's your favourite sludgy green.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Excuse me.
There you go. Yeah. I don't know what the yarn is. It's probably on one of her other posts, but
yeah, lovely actually. So
cool.
So originally we can't remember where we think the yarn is at Joe's house.
We were going to give 2 skeins of Birdstreet
and 2 skeins of botanical yarn.
They were going to be 2 separate times. Yeah. So this one will be the Birdstreet one. Or I guess if we can find them, the person can pick. But we were going to go back and watch the episode to work out what we've done with it, which house we were in, and what we did with it.
Yeah.
So if you get in touch with us, Knit for Gondor, we will.
We can also message them.
We will be in.
We
will be in touch with.
I will actually do some slight editing and add the names to the winners' names to So they will also be in the description box below.
Okay.
Won't they?
Yes.
Right, so that I think is all the admin. Wow.
So
what we're wearing.
So we've got a KAL, one KAL still going.
Yeah, the Knit the Family.
Yeah,
that's it.
So Ruth Loves to Knit started a Ruth. It's
she's
on
starting.
the 1st of June.
Yeah,
it's 1st of July even. There's going to be a Ruth Shawl KAL.
Yeah.
And she's got her T&P 24.
Year 24.
Year 24 KAL going as well. So there's lots of opportunities to knit our patterns and try and be in with a prize.
Yeah. So I'm wearing the OG Simon, which I think looks perfect on me today. I might have to stay at my house. I love him. Where's my Simon? In there. My Simon's fluffy. I need a non-fluffy Simon.
Yeah, you do. I think you might need knitting for Olive.
I've got yarn to knit one. I've got about 7 sets of yarn for Simon.
And I'm wearing Paige, the garter one from the Power of 3.
The plain one.
So there's Paige, Phoebe and Piper. A lacy one, a garter one and a textured one. So I just put this on today because it's got this little pop of, you can't see it there, I don't know if you can see it. There's like a little pop of orange and it goes with my
So let's just quickly finish saying this is knitting. This is knitting for Olive.
Yeah.
In burnt orange, blood orange and cloud.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do the same. This has been talked about
in
many.
Absolutely beautiful yarn.
And it's been talked about in many episodes, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love it.
I wore it on Saturday to meet
Simon. It
also
goes with you.
Yeah, I wore this.
It's a very good story.
To go and meet Simon. And Paige is knit in merino singles from Black Elephant in the colourway Mudbound.
She's been poorly.
Yeah, and it's absolutely beautiful yarn. It's one of my favourite colourways. And whenever I wear it, I always get compliments on the colour. And people always knitters always want to be able to get the colour. And I don't think it's one of her, I don't know if she has stock colours. But I do know that Soph from
Silver Soph
from Flock, excuse me, she liked it so much she messaged the dyer and she ordered 3 skeins and they dyed it up for her. So if you like it, there is that option. Yeah. And it's beautiful. I just love it. I love knitting with it.
It's singles, isn't it?
It's merino singles.
So if you've got a skein of singles you don't know what to do with, knit a Piper.
I've got several Madeline Tosh that might have to be, at least one more is going to be knit into a Piper.
I've got my, the yarn I showed last time from Oxford Yarn Store that I really want to start on, but I need to get some.
When you see how many shawls I've got on my needles, you're going to...
I actually don't feel that overwhelmed until I really think about it, until I find another project bag.
I haven't done anything in the last 2 weeks on my Adventious tee.
Which is supposed to be for this summer.
But we've got no summer, so I've got no incentive to knit a lace weight linen t-shirt because so
I lost my mojo completely for I'd say 10 days. So we have done some knitting. That's why we're podcasting. But
I've been doing lots and lots of knitting, just not on any of my existing whips.
So we've got some new pattern releases to catch you up on. So Joe has
have you got him there? This is behind you, I think.
Yeah.
So when it wasn't as soon as we finished the Simon pattern, was it?
No.
We were talking
about a Cecil cowl.
Yeah.
And I said, why don't we do a Simon cowl?
So
and started laughing.
Yeah. So I came up with the instructions for the Simon
colours close.
For the Simon cowl.
Joe gave him his gift, a surprise 3 episodes ago.
Yeah.
If you wanted to go back and have it, or you've watched already, you will see Jo surprise me with a Simon Cowl.
So I wrote up the instructions, and a few people tested it. And last weekend I added them to the Simon Shawl pattern
as an update.
So if you've already bought the Simon Shawl, you'll have got an update in your Ravelry group, library, whatever. And that will now have a page with the Simon Cowl instructions. And anybody who buys it going forward will also get those.
Very good.
So
I was a tester who didn't finish.
I've had a few people message me and say thank you for adding that in, and it's quite nice in a way. Well, it's 2 50-gram balls, one of each colour. So if you've got a couple of balls of drops alpaca, or
is this what this was?
No, that was alpaca silk. The baby alpaca silk.
What was the mustard?
Same from not from drops. It was
right, yeah.
I think it was a Sanasgarn one.
Lovely. I'm doing a fluffy one.
Yeah, and I knit so with some leftover sock yarn and a Surrey alpaca. So yeah, just a nice little quick knit.
That was the picture actually you used, wasn't it? Yeah.
It doesn't take very long.
No. If you like focus on it rather than actually leave it in its product.
So that's now updated.
And I released the Francesca socks for yesterday for Bridgerton season 3 part 2. So I've shown these before, but I did finish them. These are also an FO.
And these are our sock blockers from
Claire from Unwrapped
Yarn.
You can hold that one up, Jo.
What's the yarn?
The yarn is Sock-Share, Coop Knits Sock-Share in the colourway Creosote.
Oh yes, I remember I had to look up how to spell it.
Which is number 108 there's lots of colours of Sock-Share now. There's some absolutely fluorescent ones. Oh, I don't often get that on one side. Look, a baggy side. Let's not critique my gusset at the moment, John. Yeah, so they've got the rib.
It's a beautiful pattern.
The rib is like the Colin sock, the start of a Colin sock.
Would you call that broken rib?
I think so. Some people do call it that. Garter rib, maybe. And then it's a very simple texture and eyelet pattern that is a 10-row repeat, which is very handy because I do 60 rows for my leg. And
you can do like a nice little 10-row, can't you? And that can be your goal. For
they do. I don't know. Ruth was talking about on her podcast that my patterns knit themselves. It's very addictive. And yeah, so that is set this hill.
And this pattern is so nice in that gauge, the stock gauge.
Yeah, and you get at the moment 25% off with the code Fran. We'll mention that down below because it goes on till Sunday night, midnight on Sunday, and we will get that up in time.
So you can add that as soon as you put it up, and because the show notes don't always get there.
Well, I'll put it on the screen.
Yeah.
Then,
because I'm not always
And
show notes are dependent on me having the time to watch this back and make.
And then after the promotion, it will go on the bonus 20.
Cool.
And then we have. I don't know. I'll be able to take them and put them on the blockers. On Monday, the 17th, is the start of Myeloma Awareness Week, and we have this year's myeloma patterns, which are the Simply Beautiful Cowl and the Simply Beautiful socks, which may look a bit odd, but I have gone different
because they are odd
variations of the foot. So it's the same pattern as the cowl on the textured kind of. It's a 4-row stripe, and you wrap stitches.
It's lovely. To be honest, it doesn't actually look knit. It looks woven. It looks like you've.
And then I did one with the foot a different colour and one with the foot one colour, and my testers have done stripy ones. So you could do stripy. Well, I was not going to knit it again, I'm afraid. And Jo is having these, so.
Oh, thanks. I might have to put them on later. So just recap quickly on the colours of the yarn.
Oh, so the socks is Cascade Heritage sock.
Oh, and it's beautiful.
In limestone and cinnamon. And the cowl is Drops Soft Tweed in marzipan and carrot cake. And that's $2.50.
Tweed about it?
I don't know, there's $2.50. The other colours are a bit more
tweedy.
Yeah. That cowl takes 2 50-gram balls, and the socks I could knit another pair, at least,
because it's 100 grams.
Yeah, 100 grams skeins, and they're so soft. And there's loads of colours as well of that.
Oh, sorry, excuse me.
And so those patterns will be out on Monday, and hopefully people will want to buy them. I might keep the socks just live advertise. I talk about because I might do a live on Monday.
Yeah.
To talk about them.
I won't wear them then.
So that is
new worn socks on the internet.
So that's new pattern releases. Cool. And my FO.
Yeah.
I've got one more FO as well, but that will be for Crochet.
Oh right. Oh right.
So we both have Colin WIPs to talk about.
Yeah.
And I'm very disappointed in myself that I didn't finish my Colin socks in time, but illness just, because you know how much I love to knit socks. Well, it just vanished.
Oh.
Everything vanished. So I obviously showed this one last time. Also knit this yarn.
You don't like the yarn?
No, I've done 2 repeats of the second.
Oh my god, you've nearly knit as much as I have.
I've knitted 2 repeats of the second leg.
I've knit all of my leg.
And
that's it.
I've got beautiful, I showed a picture, I did put a picture on Instagram.
I turn it into a wrist warmer.
You can do what you want with it. Unpick it a little. You've always wanted a pair though.
No, I love them. I just don't like knitting it. I love the pattern, just not enjoying knitting.
Jo made this progress keeper, and I actually told her I wanted it rather than she didn't make it for me. And then this is one of my Bridgerton stitch markers that you may not be able to see very well, but I showed a picture on it on Instagram today, and they are
not focusing on it.
No, it just says, what does it say? Because I need my glasses.
Bridgerton's. No,
it's got a bumblebee, I think. A tiny wee bumblebee.
It says Bridgerton established 1813 and a bumblebee.
And then there was, oh no, that's a bunny. I thought they were in here. Here's my other one from that chart. Must be in this one. Yeah.
Too many pockets.
I know. There's a teacup with
that's cute.
A bumblebee on it. That's really cute. You're going to show it there, are you?
No, just have a look at it.
A plant in a planter, an olive tree in a... And there was a little flower. Oh no, whatever that is. Oh, a chandelier. Looked like a jellyfish when it arrived. And there is a little flower.
With your weird eyes.
Yeah.
We thought it was a jellyfish. Oh, weird. What have you got in the bottom of there?
Well, when I empty a project bag, when I use a new one, I just take all the stitch markers out. And then this gorgeous little flower.
Oh, that's lovely. I think the flower's my favourite. Or the teacup.
Yeah, I like the teacup as well. So yeah, they were a present from Sophie, a Get Well Soon present.
I need to stop yawning. I'm really struggling. Apologies, people.
I was purposely told to have my nap before Joe arrived, so that I would be refreshed.
On the Colin socks, I have only been knitting them at work.
It's quite difficult.
Yes.
It's not.
And I love this bit.
Yeah.
I love that rib. And I love the pattern.
Yeah.
But and I'm okay, it's the starting of
setting the next pattern. Yeah.
So it's not been too bad. And when I looked at the pattern and I was like, oh, I've only got one more repeat. I thought I had 2 more repeats. Right. I thought I was going to have to do 5 and I only had to do 4.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Because I thought I was going to do an extra repeat. And then I realised how long they were. So I didn't. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But at some point, but when you see the rest of my WIPs, you'll understand why I've been distracted from sock knitting. This is in my...
I'm going to take my glasses off because my dad... I was on the phone to Dad the other day.
He told you I had a lazy eye.
He said, yeah. He said, have you got a lazy eye?
So this is in my Unravel Festival botanical yarn bag with a rainbow zip.
Is that this shit?
Yeah. And I got there and I went straight to Sophie's and said, I'm having that. And she said, we've only got one. And I went, I'm having it. I love it. Right. So, what's next?
Next is what made me...
WIPs. Your WIPs.
This is how Joe helped me to get my mojo back. So I've got 2 things to show. Vanilla things. So this one,
that's a lovely bag.
Yeah, that's from...
Show the colour.
This is from Provenance. It's a shop. And we got them at River Knits the year before this last.
Mine's quite murky. Yours is
so it's like
nice.
Harris Tweed, is it? It hasn't got Harris Tweed badge on it. I don't know if it's if it is Harris Tweed, but they're made for her by somebody else. So
they've got the opening's quite good.
Yeah, you can put your yarn through it if you want to, and there's 2 pockets inside. But we probably showed them when we. Yeah. It's like.
I don't even know if she still does.
It's like a wax canvas. It feels like wax canvas, but it's really soft. Yeah. So I'm knitting the Flax DK sweater for a little boy. I'm doing 2 to 4 years size, and I haven't shown this before because it is a gift. Obviously, it's a gift.
Can I just have a little bit of an aside?
Yeah.
Do you think that as a size 2 to 4 makes sense?
No. I don't think it's going to be long enough for a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
But yeah. Although everything I've knitted for friends who've got kids, they cram it on them until it's... I mean, Sid used to have things above his belly button. I'd still be wearing it. But obviously he didn't care. But,
as long as it's warm.
Yeah.
Mummy, I'm cold. I've got a cold tummy. You will wear anti-Rachel sweater.
So I haven't done this before, but when I picked it up, I'd done the yoke. I separated the sleeves, and I'd done about that much of the body. And then I realised how much of the body I had to do. So I finished the body just round and round knitting, hoping to get, and even then I did like a couple of rounds a day until Wednesday, got my mojo back. And then I've done the rib, the bottom, picked up for a sleeve, and I'm using, for the first time, my denim Knit Pro shorties. So that's the longest cable, and the tips are like 2 inches.
Are they the twist cables?
No, they're not. You buy them as a set. I think I got mine from Amazon.
Right.
You got yours from
No Frills.
I
think I've got different cables.
You can get cables. You can buy cables from Wool Warehouse that are different, but these are quite short. So they're.
Oh, maybe I'm using cables or a different set.
So then, this is the shortest it can be. So I'm doing the rib. I'm on the rib of the cuff on the cuff.
They're really nice tips, aren't they?
Yeah. So you could use them. I could use them on longer cables quite easily. because I'm so used to knitting socks on the short
that you hold your needles.
Yeah. Anyway, this is knitting. I'm knitting it out of. Hold that a sec. No, hold that.
What am I holding?
Either hold that or get the label at the back.
Oh right.
Drops merino cotton. So it's got the garter sleeve on the sleeve like the flax.
Colour 3.
So I think it's just called beige. But it's
50% wool, 50% cotton.
It's machine washable.
110 metres to 50 grams.
And I think I'm going to start the 4th ball for the 2nd sleeve. But that sleeve I've knitted
Super wash yarn for all seasons.
2 sittings I've knitted that much. So it won't take me long to finish. And I'm loving it,
Are
actually.
you liking the garter?
Yeah, I do.
Good.
I did. If in normal circumstances, I would have designed a different pattern to go on it, because that's the kind of person I am. But I thought, no, do the OG. And I do really like it. And I think for a little boy, it's lovely. And there's no short row shaping, so you get back and front are the same. Spill your ice cream down the front, turn it around. Bob's your uncle. So yeah. So that will be finished in, and I'm using the Tin Can Knits app. So the free they've got a lot of their free patterns are on
their app,
and they've just added the Love Note, which isn't a free pattern.
And the idea behind the app is that you put the size that you want,
and you only get your
version of the
instructions.
patterns.
Yeah, it's really good.
Especially, I think, on some of their adult patterns where there's where you've got a stitch, maybe a different lace chart for a different size and all that sort of thing. Really handy.
So it's
I want to knit their silver bells, and I think that might be I'm going to knit it in wool, and it might be my autumn.
Right.
My autumn knit.
And then
last year I knit the what's it called? The one with the flowers on.
Alpenglow?
Bloom. Alpine Bloom tea, and then I knit the Hallou as a tea.
Yeah. No long sleeves?
No. Didn't have enough yarn to do long sleeves, I don't think. Yeah, I think I might knit that.
Cool.
Not as a tee, as a jumper.
And then I showed this last time, I just literally cast on, I think. Done the ribbing or something. But this was a gift, a Get Well Soon gift from Ruth, which is so yarnalicious.
And that was the last time you were poorly, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was in February. So I cast on the
yeah.
vanilla socks, and she also gave me this yarn from this Mondim sock yarn, which is the same as that Joe had used. And I finished my first one. So
it's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah. And yeah, so I'm going to cast on the second one quickly, otherwise, because I've got an idea for a new sock design. So we won't let that. We'll cast on because it's always nice to have the vanilla in your handbag. And I'm going to the hospital again on Tuesday for a drug they give me.
Are you? Is it going to be a Bridgerton sock?
Don't know. I think that my train of thought is I will cast on designs that I like without forcing myself to make it a Bridgerton sock. And then if it becomes a Bridgerton sock, it will.
Right.
Because the characters that are left aren't necessarily main, like, that sounds bad, but like, I've done so many of the characters.
Yeah. Is there any, like, Francesca was new actress this year, wasn't it? Are there any of the others, that new ones that come in, that you really appeal?
I like Mrs. Mondrich, Alice. I don't know. It's quite tricky because
In previous times, there's been 6, haven't there?
A lot of people. So people have posted. People have written on Instagram to me saying they found the sock on Ravelry, and they're so pleased. You know. So Francesca's done quite. I have put in brackets Bridgerton season 3, because if I do it will be an ebook if I did manage to make a number of characters. If you know what I mean.
Do we not need a Gregory and a?
Yeah, but they're coming up, aren't they?
Oh, I suppose, yeah.
So it makes it more difficult. So, anyway, you never know. I'm obviously having ideas, which is good because having suffered from brain fog for 5 months of the year, it's quite nice to not be suffering from brain fog. And yeah, so we shall see. But yeah, that's good English, isn't it?
Right, so what's next?
Next is Crochet Corner. And then Jo's new designs. Whatever you want to talk about, new designs. So, I'll very quickly talk about my...
What's at the bottom of there? Made a hell of a
cone in here.
There's a real thud when you put it
cone.
down.
There's a cone in here. This is 100% cotton from Woolly Knit in the charcoal grey colourway. And it's living in my bag from Rhinebeck that Sophie brought me by Krista Jackal, which I love. It's a very nice bag. And I
like a tall bag.
Clover crochet hooks.
I like a tall bag like that.
Yeah. So I haven't done very much of this. I've done 3 rounds.
Well,
since the last one.
You say not very much, but it
is
quite a long.
Yes.
When you say a round,
it's a row now because it's going around getting the 3 quarters.
Right, yeah.
So
that seems quite a bit bigger than the last time.
Yeah. So
when you say round, you don't mean that. You mean
that each repeat is 6 rows.
Ah, right.
So I've done half
a repeat.
Yeah. So I'm somewhere in here, but yeah, it does take a while, but I want to do more of that, I guess. Or I want to finish it. So I was hoping that I would have done a lot more.
How much more did you say you had to do? 9. Another 6.
Yeah, 5, 4, and then 5 minus the last one is minus the last round, the last row.
That's going to be quite big.
And then you fold it in half though for the sleeve, and then it goes on your body like that.
Ah, right.
So I don't actually know if my gauge is.
When you say fold it in half,
yeah.
How much does you? Oh, do you have like a joiny bit there, and then the cuff there?
Yeah. So you join it, and then you stick your hand. Your hand comes out of this bit.
Yeah.
And that becomes the front of the shrug.
Oh, right. I think I get it.
I've got one upstairs finished, you can see.
I just want, do you not get a weird point?
No.
Oh, right, okay.
It's lovely.
No, I know, I've seen you wear it and I've never noticed a weird point,
no.
but I couldn't get it from that, sorry.
So, yeah. So that is coming along, everybody. And
how long is a row taking you?
About 20 minutes, I would say. So it is, you can, with crochet as well, of course you can stop whenever because you just put a progress keeper in. But I am thinking that I might tie that onto the thing actually. Oh no. It probably was tied on when I cut it off. It's a shame that she hasn't put her name on the bag, so you can't.
Yeah.
And I do want to, when I talk about it, I want to say who it is.
Sorry, which show was that from?
From Rhinebeck.
Right.
And because I knitted all the sample socks from Rhinebeck. So
oh yeah, no, I didn't mean why she got at you. I just because she's going to America again soon. I was thinking, oh my.
So I showed this last time, and I've now finished it. I ended up doing 31 well, you do 30 repeats and then you do row 1 again. So you get another hole. So there's 31 holes or whatever. Chain.
No, they're not eyelets, it's a
squares.
Yeah.
And then I did the rib on top, cast off loosely, which is a bit looser than the.
So you haven't blocked it?
I haven't blocked it yet, and my aim is to block it
widthways.
Yeah, widthways, because it is. Well,
it's
already and it's already drapey. So yeah, so I'm going to be writing the pattern up, and a couple of people have offered to test knit crochet for me. It's very simple. It probably won't need much more than that, but I did have. So the yarn is Birdstreet yarn in the kelp colourway in their baby alpaca, silk and cashmere blend.
Beautiful.
It is beautiful, but I did have that much left, which is about 20 grams. Yeah, 17 grams. So, but it didn't need it to be any longer. So my plan is to.
How wide is it?
You've got tape measure.
Yes.
I think it's as wide as that was before I blocked it.
My emergency IKEA paper tape measure.
Alright, okay. I've got no glasses on. 22.
Yeah.
Which,
see, I think that's plenty. I think 22 is
plenty. So I don't need to block it wider.
No. 20. This Simon. I've been doing the Simon Cowl 24.
Yeah.
And
people said it's too wide.
Said it was too wide.
Well, I really want you to model this for the pattern.
Oh, I'm so sorry. What's wrong with me?
So I slap you. Do you want me to block? Would you model it for the pattern?
Let me put it on.
Yeah.
And we'll see what it looks like.
When it's blocked.
And before it's blocked.
Right.
And then you can see whether we want it.
How to block it.
Yeah.
And then I can bring it to Vlogmas, we can take some pictures of you wearing it.
Yeah. That's
brilliant.
A good plan.
Yeah. So Joe's much more photogenic than me. I always look odd. I mean, I may look odd already, but I already look odd. I always look odd in photographs.
Oh, so we shared that picture the other day, didn't we? You sent me the memory. No, we haven't shown it on here. No, we between us shared the picture.
How many years ago did I say? 11 years ago? No.
2016. Is it just before? No, it can't have been.
Just have a look at the text. I sent it to you on text and said this is how many years ago. And we went to the twin party because the twin study that we're in St Thomas's was 21. So they had a big party.
11 years ago.
And we showed them that picture. And I sent Joe this picture because we went drinking. We went
to meet some friends
in Islington and we were drinking rosé. Joe and I had a bottle of rosé before we met them.
And we were trying to do a selfie. And that was the last one we did, wasn't it? That was the last picture we took.
And then Joe it was on Joe's phone, and she had all the pictures of us.
This is us trying to take a selfie. And then the last one is just how we were when I sent it you.
And we love
this one.
And that one up the top.
Oh dear.
So yeah.
Too funny.
That was funny. So but we didn't dress alike because we knew we were going out in the evening, but oh my God, but Jesus, did we see some.
Yeah. We saw people, they had the same shoes, the same handbag.
They'd been shopping together.
The same outfit.
To go for the party.
Well, I think some of them just dressed the same anyway.
And we were on the tube and we were going, they're going. Anyway, that was quite funny. Right, so unfortunately, friends, that is the end of Crochet Corner. If you are a crocheter who would like to try my pattern, then please get in touch. I don't know if I'll do a call on Instagram. and I'd like to name it as well. So I don't think we can name it kelp.
No.
So, but my plan is I'm going to knit it again, knit and crochet it again in a sock yarn, a Birdstreet sock yarn, and maybe cast on just a little bit more,
right,
so that I can make it use all the yarn up. It's basically what I want to do.
Yeah.
So that is another plan, but I do also want to cast on my blanket that I bought all that yarn for.
Oh yeah.
I should just start that because it's a ongoing thing, yeah. And you can take a strip with you when you go rather than vanilla socks.
That's a good idea. Yeah. I haven't done any more of my North Italy. It's the last thing I've been thinking about.
I gave you all that yarn.
No, I will be doing it. Just, it's more of a winter thing, I think.
So now, people, if you've stuck with us this far, you can see Jo's latest. This is all she's been doing. It is amazing. So hold on to your seats.
Which one's amazing?
All of it.
Right. So when we launched the Ruth shawl, we made a comment that we should do a crescent.
Skein.
It should be a crescent shape, and it should be a one skeiner
called
the Ruthie. So I have started the Ruthie, and I'm absolutely loving it.
My Ruth is going to be frogged and become a Ruthie.
So I'll show you the yarn first.
I don't know anything. Anyway, sorry, you talk.
So I picked this undyed yak. It's
single.
Yak merino, not yak merino, yak singles from Chester Wool.
All yak.
All yak.
Ooh.
And
not silk, is it?
no, it's just yak.
Wow.
100% yak.
It's beautiful.
And
a close up.
And this mohair for the lace,
which is
botanical yarn.
Monarda.
Is it Monarda? Is that Monarda? Yes.
I think it is, yeah.
And I met my friend Lizzie in the pub last
Sunday.
No. What would it have been? But anyway, I had not actually knit it in daylight.
Right.
And I sat in the pub and it was still daylight.
You were outside?
We were sat outside.
Yeah.
It was still daylight. We went in a bit, so it was definitely in the evening. Anyway, and it was like, whoa, that is so bright in the daylight. I hadn't thought about it, but I think they go really.
You're going to give her the leftovers, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to give her the leftovers. And also, when I weighed this, it was 124 grams.
Wow.
So I've got to be really careful that I only use 100, up to 100 on the. It's not going to be, I don't think. Anyway, this is the Ruthie.
So you're over halfway, aren't you?
No, I'm about halfway.
It's gorgeous.
So it's the same.
So it's
exactly the same border and stitch pattern.
And it needs to be blocked.
Yeah.
To be,
as the Ruth shawl. But you cast on with. In fact, it looks very similar when you cast on, but you're increasing on the other side in the Ruth shawl you increase on this edge.
Yeah.
And in this one you're increasing along
the
between the border and the edge of the lace.
Oh, it's so soft.
And it's going to have five flowers.
I'm going to have to get some of this yak to do
Yeah.
mine.
5 flowers down that's the maximum depth. So, and then I think it's got like about that much will be the middle.
Yeah.
And then
you've got a bloody fluorescent marker. Where did you get that from?
Blue fern yarn. Yeah, so then I'll be on the decreases.
That's lovely. Beautiful, Jo.
So yeah, and
I'm gonna have to get some of the. Oh, did you get that? Did you just go on?
No, it's not on there. It's I got it at
Yarndale.
No, Wonderwool. Wonderwool Wales.
Oh. You got another one?
Nope.
You
I
bought
bought
one. What did I get you that was llama undyed?
Undyed llama.
Maybe I'll do that. Maybe buy some of that.
Yeah. And it's in my brand. This is my only acquisition. I was buying a gift for somebody else, and I saw this, and I was like,
I'm having that.
I love him. And he's got a little bit of pink on him.
But the gold, it looks like gold, but it's not. It's just yellow.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
The hair.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous. And
I
then
might have to get one.
right, so this actually came before Ruthie, because Ruthie's not even 2 weeks old yet. Well, she's just about 2 weeks old. This I'm keeping in my Yarnivore bag by Stitcher Tees, and that's a Stitch Birdie back button with a.
Is mine Yarnivore or Yarn or something else?
I think yours is Yarnivore. Was it?
Yarnicorn. Mine's in pastel rainbow.
And then I don't know where I got the flower from. I think it might have been National Trust. I really like it. So I took this to knit my knit night last night because I had to sew in a lot of ends, and
it's three. Let me just. Three variations of the same shawl, and when Jo described to me the pattern, her idea, what I thought she was going to do was nothing like what. Well, not nothing like, but the first version. What my idea is more like the second version, I would say.
Yeah.
Right. So. This is called the Chris, after our brother and Jo's husband. So another family member.
2 family members.
Yeah. So which one did you sew?
I sewed some ends in on that one.
That was all you did?
Yeah.
You were just chatting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Having
oh my God, you
hysterical
created a
laughter.
monster. Right, so the first one is the middle one. Was the original.
Yeah.
This is on superwash.
No, it's not.
You put loads of hand cream on or something. Something about your stuff.
Anyway, this is the original, and it's a waffle pattern.
So it's the crescent.
It's a crescent shape.
Classic.
It's going to be a crescent shape.
Yeah.
This is sections 1 and 2. 1 and 2 of the crescent, and Rachel gave me a mohair fade
from Botanical Yarn,
and
which I made up. It wasn't actually. I just got them out of the. When I was working.
You got them out of the
bargain bin,
lonely skein bin, and then the base colour. The base is an undyed, and I've lost the. Got another skein of it in here. It's
you got that at.
I got that at Yarndale. From Undyed Yarn Undyed. That is baby alpaca, linen and silk. And it's absolutely gorgeous to knit with. I'm loving it. And I've steamed it, not blocked it. And then this is these.
So this to me looks like a Klimt.
And this is the mohair.
Like art. It's a work of art. So you can literally do whatever you want. So the pattern, Jo's going to...
So that's the 5 mohairs. I think it's that way round. Juggle 5
mohair. They're not on this, are they? No.
No, they're not attached.
That would be a nightmare.
No. What I found, I'm going to write in the pattern the way that I've found of using that I'm using them, because you do have lots of bits attached at any one time, and you have a hell of a lot of ends to sew in. So it is a labour of love,
but I think it's worth it.
I think it's worth
because
it.
To me, like I said, it looks like a Klimt,
and because of the way that you don't you don't thread your yarn up the back, you
cut it
still every block,
so it's still stretchy.
So it's still stretchy, but also it means that the reverse is as beautiful. The back is as beautiful as the front.
And also, Jo's going to do the pattern so that you charted out the basket weave.
Yeah, and then
you can make up your mind
so
what you're going to colour it.
So I started with that one,
and then I'd said to you, that wasn't what I thought.
Yeah, this is what Rachel thought it was going to be like. So this is a bit more subtle. It's botanical yarn mohair again. It's Polworth silk yarn from the knitting gift shop, Undyed.
You're a bit of a...
I love undyed yarn. From the knitting gift shop. It's lovely, and the different makeup of the yarn. This is much sturdier.
Yeah.
And it's a slightly smaller shawl. It's a tighter, it's the same needle size, but I'm knitting tighter with it.
So there's like little pops of...
And then this is the mohair.
Is that the friend in our garden? The friendship one?
It was a mini.
Right.
And it don't think it had a name. No, it was just a mini. Right. I think I picked it up out of the bargain.
Yeah.
Bargain
so there's like these pops of pink.
And I don't know whether Sophie even dyes like that anymore.
No.
And she doesn't do mohair minis.
No.
But you will find somebody who does a mohair, a variegated mohair.
Belika.
And where we went in Cheltenham.
Oh, String.
Yeah, she had mohair minis.
Vicky Brown.
Yeah.
Designs.
So there are people out there doing it. So this is more, this is just, I've picked random.
Yeah, so I had the idea, because I've got orange, red and pink Isaiah mohair, and I was going to use that just to do like random.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
while I was knitting this one.
So how far is this one into the...
That's the same.
Oh, section 2.
Section 2. Cool. And while I was knitting this, I thought, well, you actually could make a bit more of a
design.
Yeah. So this was the third one. Oh, doesn't that look good on the screen?
And this is the progress keep of my unwrapped yarn.
Yeah.
That was part of a sock set from Sophie, wasn't it?
So this yarn is a sock yarn, a superwash sock yarn, 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon.
Cherry blossom colourway.
Cherry blossom
from Botanical Yarn
colourway. I don't think that's not a standard one, though, is it? She did that as a...
Yeah, that was a... You asked her for more, didn't you?
Yeah, but I'm sure if you really love it, she'll dye you
I think
more.
I got you bought you for your birthday.
Yeah. Ooh. And then this is the mohair, and it's called Azalea Pink mohair. So I'm just going to compare it to the Monarda.
Yes. Cool. You would say, if you saw that separately, you'd say it was the same.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Isn't that amazing? So you could take that's why she can give you an empty chart.
Yeah.
And
well, what I was thinking I would do is put in the charts that because I've already created them. There'll be a plain chart in the pattern, and then there'll be extra documents
with the ones that you've done.
With the ones that I've done, so you can follow.
So Jo's at the moment. Jo's got the Morris Cowl in testing. So you're gonna when you get halfway, you're gonna
as long as I get to halfway,
and write the pattern. You've already
I can write I've written the pattern. Then we can start the test. So I was thinking 1st of July. Yeah, we'd start the test. The Morris Cowl doesn't finish then, but hopefully the
hiccups and everything,
teething problems and stuff will all be done. In fact, they're all whizzing ahead with it now already. It's been going a week. So yeah, a couple of weeks. So we're meeting up next weekend, but we're not podcasting.
Yeah.
So the weekend after, I'll be coming here and we'll podcast, and maybe that's when we could launch the test.
Yeah.
The test for this one. So it's 2 skeins of about a fingering weight yarn. The sock yarn tends to be about 425 meters for 100 grams. This is 400 meters.
What progress did you forget on that?
That was from Bed of Roses. This is 400 meters for 100 grams. So yeah, so 2 of those, and whatever mohair you desire to make your slightly delicate watercolour paint, printed one.
Your klimt,
or your...
Who does that? Who does a Chris?
It kind of reminds me of Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
And when I started doing it, I was thinking, this isn't me at all.
Yeah.
But actually, seeing it on the screen, I love it.
Yeah. Brilliant.
And I just can't wait to see what people come up with.
Yeah.
Because you could even do a different thing in the centre if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Now, the reason that I suggest cutting the yarn out every time and having just that little block is to make it reversible.
Yeah.
And it's more flexible.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you think about, not so bad on this one, but on this one, if you'd wound your yarn up every time, when you come to block it, you wouldn't be able, because mohair isn't flexible. So you'd have one way where it wouldn't stretch. But I thought on this one, I thought, oh, I could just carry the yarn over. And I've done it on that one. And one, you can kind of see it behind, and it also doesn't stretch. So yeah,
I told her just to cut them in the middle, and it's not going to unravel.
No,
she doesn't believe me.
No, I'm just going to keep it like that. But yeah, so we're hoping that everybody's going to love it, because I absolutely love it. And I'll be carrying on knitting till I finish 3. And the Ruthie. The Ruthie will be test after this. So once this test has been going for a couple of weeks, the Ruthie one will be tested. Yeah, wonderful. So what's going on? Yeah, I have created a bit of a... They thought it was bunting last night at the knit night. We just hold all 3 up.
Very expensive bunting.
Yeah. And, taking a long time. But you wouldn't think it was the same pattern, would you? And because you can do
so many different things with it.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Jo, you're amazing. What was I knitting? I was knitting something and I wanted to tell you that you were amazing.
Ruth was knitting something. She told me I was a genius.
Yeah, what was it?
The Ruth Shawl.
The Ruth Shawl, wasn't I? I wasn't knitting on that. I haven't knitted on that since I've done one repeat.
No, it wasn't that.
No, I've done one repeat, but now I'm thinking I should finish that. I should knit my yarn as the yarn, because I don't want to knit that. I don't want that yarn as a one skein.
No.
I want some yak.
Go on the Chester Wool website.
Yeah.
I was saying to you that I think we should buy some undyed yak and do some hand dyed on it.
Yeah.
Right up my street. So soft. It smells lovely. Did you smell it?
I'm not a yarn sniffer, I'm afraid. Right, everybody. I think that's it.
Go and investigate
before she
if you're
gets high on yarn.
If you're coming to Flock next week,
oh yes,
I'll bring it with me, and you can have maybe I'll get some photos. See if I can finish it and get some photos.
That would be really good.
Maybe we'll do you Ruthie first. What do you reckon?
I think different people will knit different.
Yeah, we could do them at the same time, perhaps.
Excuse me.
Anyway, if you're at Flock,
we will be there.
We'll be there. Come and have a feel of the yak.
So
perfect,
everybody.
So have you got acquisitions?
No.
Oh, cool. And I showed mine. So.
Oh, I forgot them again. My Pixie minis.
Oh.
Next time.
Next time.
But go and check out Pixie Yarn because she's got a sale on 20% off. And there was an amazing yarn.
I wanted one of her project bags. The cactus, is that still there?
I don't know.
I have to go have a look.
I'm not sure if
I literally need another project bag to hold my head. But
I bought one the other night.
I just bought that one.
There's a pile on my. There's a pile on my.
Actually, the next knit group, I'm going to take some project bags, and people are going to donate to the charity.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll give you some to take. Yeah. Or do you want to get rid of yours? Right then, everybody.
Maybe we could take some to Flock.
I don't know. I'm coming as a passenger, so I won't be bringing lots of stuff with me.
Like one bag, we like sort out a bag of just a few
and donate to Myeloma.
Nah. Okay. Anyway, Rachel's thought process while we're filming.
It was a quick one.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes.
For spending this rainy afternoon with us. And we're off to have another cup of tea and some little treats.
We haven't picked the winner of your socks.
Oh. Next time.
Okay. No, we'll...
Should we do it and you add a bit on the end?
We could add a bit on the end. Just do it now.
Okay.
I just want to say thank you to everybody who wrote like lovely comments.
So it's the last video, isn't it?
Yeah. About my treatment and everything. And also everyone who sent me a lovely comment on my Instagram post when I was in hospital. Really means a lot to me.
I can't remember what you do.
You take the URL, so you share,
copy link.
Yeah, and then you go into a random comment generator.
Picker,
yep. Not generator. Say that every time.
YouTube comment picker.
Yeah, and then you paste the URL and say don't include replies. Does it say that?
It says you tick if you want to add comment replies.
Right. Sometimes people reply to a comment rather than
yeah. Pick start. And the winner is Elsie Hughes 7130. Rachel, you seem like you're feeling better on your new meds. Oh, she didn't say she wants a sock. Or maybe it's more, no. She doesn't say she wants the socks.
Well, do another one then.
Well, we meant to put socks in the comment. Is that how you do it?
You could do that. I think maybe.
Let's just pick another one. How do you do it again? Pick another winner. Sorry, we're incompetent.
Tech.
Right, so delighted re your treatment, Rachel, and it's super that you're feeling much better. I love Joe's socks, by the way.
Right.
So that's Judith Ward 7008.
Right. So they won Joe's Labby Aimée socks.
You wouldn't believe that I work in tech, would you?
Joe's Labby Aimée socks.
Right.
So get in touch. All the winners, get in touch either on Ravelry or if you pick your prize from Ravelry, message me on Ravelry. If you otherwise just email the
email address
below in the description box, and we will get your prizes to you. Yeah, let us know your post your shipping information. And I will organise that, and that's everything.
Yes.
And
thank you very much for watching.
1 hour and 20 minutes, and we didn't even have any expositions.
We have a lot of new stuff though.
Yeah, we have. So
cool.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
Yeah.
And happy knitting.
Yeah. See you in a couple of weeks.
Bye.
Bye.
I'll see you at Flock if you're there.
Yeah.
Bye.